seek internship and practical experience. There's so many people that literally put their health on the line for a class, for a job, for a friend group that they're trying to hang out with, for just like random things that don't really add value to their life. Not everything is worth your energy. Not everything is worth dealing with. It was probably like the worst living experience I've ever had in my entire life. Like, one of the biggest regrets like people have by senior year is that they didn't go out and like talk to more people. Attending university really truly is a privilege as much as it is an opportunity, and there's so much for you to take advantage of. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to make this video, you guys. I am a rising senior at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I'm triple majoring in marketing, international business, and econ, and today I'm about to give you the tea, okay? Like, I go to UW-Madison with a full ride. I have had 5 internships. I'm working in tech now as a business major. There's a lot that I'm just kind of looking back on as I enter my senior year, and so much that I'm just like, oh my goodness, I wish I knew this. And then there's also things that I'm like, I nailed that. Like, I'm so glad I took opportunity of that. I'm so glad I did this. I'm so glad I didn't participate in this activity. And college is a pivotal time of your life. I mean, it's like where you start your 20s. You get out by the age of 23. You enter by the age of 18. Like, it's a long time, and there's a lot that can happen during this time. And I want you to be prepared and take advantage of things that you wouldn't even imagine the opportunities out there, you guys. Like, I'm about to spill some good tea, and I have my computer, I have my notes, okay? So you already know what's going down. When you see the pink, you know the tea. The tea's stewing. Speaking of tea, I got some matcha. I love matcha, y'all. We go together real bad. We go together now, give me a kiss. You know that song? Anyways, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. There's so much that is going to go down in college. I don't want to be that person that overhypes it, because again, it's just another part of your life, but I think it should be hyped up enough because it's such a huge privilege. Like, education and having the opportunity to go to a university is a privilege beyond measures that not even like such a small percent of the world has access to a college education. My parents did not have access to a college education. Before I immigrated to the US, I did not have college. I didn't have any type of school at all, like no schooling until I came to the US. Neither did my siblings, like none of us did. College education is such a privilege, and if you view it from that way, I promise you your entire like way of thinking about school, the way you perform, everything will completely change. I think I'm lucky because, not lucky per se, but like I'm lucky, and I'm so happy that I got to experience my life without education, because now I am such a go-getter. Like, it's such a thing that's like on top of my list always. Like, I enjoy school so much, and that's because of the way I view it, not because I enjoy the system. The system has so much to improve. Like, it's just kind of ridiculous, but nonetheless, like, I understand that it is truly a privilege. And for so long, like, legacies of my family, like people on like my great grandparents didn't have an education, and I'm breaking that cycle. So seeing it from that view, I think is amazing. And even if you don't relate to that and you're like, okay, cool, but like my parents had an education, well, that's amazing. That's such a privilege. Like, what an amazing privilege to continue that. What an amazing privilege to, you know, follow in the footsteps of your great grandparents or your grandma or your mom. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how you think about it. Regardless, it comes down to the fact that education is such a privilege, and it's, especially in the US, it's something to really take advantage of. And at this point, like, listen, I'm not going into debt, but if you are, I really hope that's a good motivation, because that works for me in workout classes. Like, when I'm about to cancel my solid core class and I look at the cancellation fee, I'm like, you know what? Up and at 'em. Let's go. I'm going to that. Yeah, I'm working out. Like, so you can think about it that way as well. In the end, I just want you to recognize that attending university really truly is a privilege as much as it is an opportunity, and there's so much for you to take advantage of. And I really hope that you're excited, you know, when it comes to like classes, seminars, the networking, the people that you meet. You never know the people that you meet. Like, I literally could not tell you the types of people that I met that I'm just kind of like, you're amazing, you're cool, or you're kind of fucking crazy. When else in your life will you be in a space where you're just surrounded by people in your age that all have the same goal, that all are super similar. Like, it's crazy. It's a crazy thing. So that was my first tip, to approach your studies with gratitude and a mindset of continuous learning, and knowing that it really truly is a privilege to be here. Because if you view it from that lens, it's not just to view it from that lens, it's really truly going to help you within your mindset. It's going to help you within your studies. You're going to take things more seriously. My second tip within the education is privilege tip is to just engage actively. Do not be a passive learner. You guys really try and make this something that you can really truly come out of as someone that like had a lot of growth. So this includes like participating in discussions, joining study groups, seeking out additional learning opportunities. Engaging actively does not only help the professor or anything like that. It doesn't help you just connect with other people. It helps you absorb more information. And even within a class setting, when you engage, it really just helps you memorize that like work way more. With that mindset of education is a privilege, the next thing I want to prompt you to think about is, what do you want to get out of university? What do you want to get out of your college experience as a whole? I know you're entering as a freshman, but even if you're not entering as a freshman and you're entering as a junior currently, like you're about to go into your junior year, it's not too late to ask yourself this question. What do you want out of this? Why are you going to university? For some people, like the Alex Earls of the world, you know what I mean? Like, not to shit on her, I think she's whatever, right? They're coming from a well-off family. Their priority in college is to have as much fun as possible, obviously pass university and like, you know, get a good job, but they don't have a whole lot riding on the line, because at the end of the day, if anything happens, they have their parents to back that up. Think about your situation. Think about your family. Think about where you come from. And this isn't, you know, to place insecurity upon you and be like, oh, dude, like I come from like a low income family. That's okay. I am too. Like, it's okay. And that's something that you need to consider, because you need to think that way in order to avoid certain things and in order to take advantage of others. So ask yourself, what do you want out of your college experience in general? And it's okay to have a mix. You don't need to be this serious person. You don't need to be like career, like intern, work, money, A's, all A's. No, you can literally be like, I want to be a successful student. I want to get good grades. You know, I want to keep a GPA above the 3.0. I want a couple internships. I just want a good paying job. I want to go into this, whatever, right? You can have it as detailed or as less detailed. I would say the more detailed, the better, but not overly either, you know? A good middle ground. And then you could also be like, I want to go out. I want to make new friends. I want to have fun. I want to join clubs. I want to, you know, do this. I want to be in Greek life. Like, whatever your choices are, just mesh them together and make sure that you have a good medium. For me personally, I was definitely more focused on the academic and career oriented role rather than like the fun or anything like that. Again, I was still in a sorority. I still made friends. I still went out. I still did all these activities, like whatever. I still took advantage of like that fun aspect of university, but also I looked at this side and I was like, there's so much opportunity here. I literally got flown out by Google for a 3-day summit, all expenses covered, because I looked for it. I was in L'Oreal's program for 9 months. I got offered internships from them. I did good with my grades. I always had above a 3.5. I studied abroad. I got it covered. I literally just took advantage of all these different opportunities. I was in organizations. I'm on exec for 3 orgs this year. I researched with a professor for a whole year, which was a lot, but it was so much learning, and I made such a good connection with her. I was an RA for the dorms, and I was an RA for an apartment complex. And there's just so much that I have really focused on this aspect. And I'm so happy I did that, because now I'm literally set. Like, I don't have to worry about finding a job. I don't have to worry about finding a well-paying job. I don't have to worry about majority of the things that people are scrambling to worry about currently, because they did not prioritize this. They instead prioritized this. And if you prioritize this majority of the time, I'm not saying you're not going to find success, because there's a way to find success within this too. But personally, I knew that was not a goal for me. If that is a goal for you, then obviously you can switch over to the side, but you can do it in a healthy way regardless. I do have friends that really did focus on this aspect and are no longer in college. Like, they literally are no longer in university because they put too much. They put like 90% of their effort here. You're going to get kicked out. They're not going to play about like their GPA. You know what I mean? So it's not just fun and games all the time. You need to take it seriously. I'm sorry if I sound like a buzzkill, but somebody has to like be genuinely real. And like, as fun as college is, I understand that, but this is really a time for you to really think about what you're engaging in. And that brings me to my next point. The habits you have in your 20s are hard to break and can change the trajectory of your life. Remember the friend that I was telling you about over here? That friend, unfortunately, she got way in over her head and started overly partying. Grades dropped, literally was on academic probation constantly, and now she's no longer in school. And she doesn't know what she's doing with her life. And like, that's not a real friend, by the way. I made that up. But this is, I wouldn't talk about my friend later. But anyways, that is not a real person. But my point is, I've heard this story so many times. You can see it online every day. You can see people dropping out of school all the time or being kicked out of school all the time. You've seen it in every movie. You guys, I do know people that happened to. I just didn't want to speak on their situation, but you understand that could very much well be you if you go down the wrong hole, if you go down the wrong rabbit hole, if you hang out with the wrong people. Like, all this stuff really truly matters. And again, I told you, like, what you do in your 20s are going to stick with you. Your habit building. I just want to say, overall, in your 20s, in college, this is really the time to be prioritizing yourself and the type of people you're surrounding yourself with, the type of things that you're putting energy into, the type of habits you're literally, consuming, and like you're constantly doing. So I have a couple tips under this as well that I think helped me within my 20s and like really helped me, develop good habits. And I'm not perfect. I promise you, I have terrible habits as well that I'm working on, but they're not as bad as like addiction, or they're not as bad as like other habits that people have. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm glad. And that's because I avoided all that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I made sure that would not happen because I set these goals. I set these boundaries for myself. And if something was like becoming too much, I was like, absolutely not, cut right now. I've gone too far to mess up my life now by engaging in activities that are only going to bring me down through the future, or just even now. Like, it's not worth it, I promise you. Anyways, one of my tips is to develop a good study habit. This is going to help you so much because if you really develop a good study habit, you're going to develop other habits within your life as well. But college, like, if you feel good about your grades, you apply to an internship, you have a good GPA, they move you forward. Obviously, there's other work you need to do as well, but starting off with that, it'll help you a lot. So establish a routine that includes regular study time, adequate rest, and time management. If you form those good study habits now, they will really serve you well throughout your academic and professional career. And I can make an entire video on that, but you really just need to make sure that you know what works for you when it comes to studying, making sure that you do have time management skills, and just making sure that you are able to get in a routine and stay within that routine. Next is to prioritize health and well-being. I cannot stress this enough, you guys. There's so many people that literally put their health on the line for a class, for a job, for a friend group that they're trying to hang out with, for just like random things that don't really add value to their life, or do add value to their life but are taking away from their health and well-being. And the number one thing you need to prioritize in life, but especially in college, is your health and well-being. If you yourself are not out of 10, if you're not feeling good, if you're not healthy, and I'm talking about mentally, I'm talking about physically, I'm talking about spiritually, I'm talking about in every aspect, if you are not healthy, and it doesn't have to be 10s across the board, but if you're not adequately healthy, none of the shit you're trying to work towards matters. Like you're not even physically well anymore. You can no longer even put effort towards those goals. So the first thing should be your health. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, I had the worst eating habits. I barely exercised. I had this worst sleep schedule where I'd be waking up at 12 p.m. and this is all before college. I got to college, I saw it as an opportunity and I was like, absolutely not, this is not going to work for me. And I took a nutritional science class. I'm not even kidding you, changed my freaking life. And you don't have to take a nutritional science class. I mean, you can, it's right there. It's an elective anyway, you need a science. But I took it not as an elective. I took it as a serious way to really rearrange my life and figure out how to help my gut health, because I wasn't raised, like, my mom let us eat anything she want. Like, bless her heart, she didn't realize, how shit American food is for you. But this is an important thing that I needed to consider. And I was like, I need to be taking care of my body. Otherwise, none of this shit matters. So exercise was another thing. I tried Pilates. I absolutely loved it. But before that, I had a whole gym journey where I was trying to get like bulk and swole. Like I was running all the time, but then it didn't matter because my diet was shit. I wasn't seeing results. I wasn't like feeling better. I was just feeling more exhausted, and it all came back to my diet. Mental health is also another thing. The majority of universities have free healthcare. Like they have free therapy, stuff like that. And I indeed was one of those people that was like, I don't need people in my business. Like, don't worry about what I got going on. I got it. Like, I'm very much an independent person. Like, I refuse to ask anybody for help unless I really truly have to. And that was a habit that I also worked on. But just give it a try. There's, even if you really do have some stigma around it, and I know, like, especially, you know, my foreign baddies, we hear our parents talk about this all the time. Like, I don't know about you guys, maybe I'm projecting, but at least with my parents in the African community, like, you're just crazy. Like, it's not mental health, you're just crazy. So, or like, you need to go pray. But there's things that you just need to work on. Like, at the end of the day, I think it just comes down to the fact that you're not losing anything by participating in therapy for one session. You're only going to gain something. You're only going to gain perspective. And I hope that you try it out. I mean, I'm not trying to convince nobody to do therapy, but I'm just putting it out there that when it comes to your health and obtaining your health, your mental health is very much included. And if you do have that stigma around it, just try it. If you don't like it, then you really don't like it. My next tip, be career-oriented and take advantage of this opportunity. Like I said, college is an opportunity, but not only is college an opportunity, the things that lead to college are an opportunity. Companies, work, summits, conferences, the world is all in college. I'm so freaking dramatic, but like, you get what I mean. There's so much opportunity within university that I want you to take advantage of. And let's freaking talk, because this is my favorite topic, okay? Network early and often. I told you guys I'm in Greek life. Do I give Greek life? I don't think so, personally. But I joined Greek life not to get friends. And not, I mean, okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's like a part of it, whatever. But that wasn't my sole reason. I joined Greek life because I saw it as a networking opportunity. I saw it as a networking opportunity because I was talking to a homegirl from my like high school, and she was in a sorority, and I was like, oh, I saw that you interned at this company, like, how'd you do that? And she was like, oh, I'm in blah, 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 and my friend's mom actually put me on with the job. And then I thought about it, and I was like, these are all girls that are coming from majority successful families. Like, their moms are like the VP of this company and like the head of this and that and that. Truly, it is a good network because it's all women that are really really striving for success and are going to find that success regardless. And I mean, that doesn't go for every sorority. That doesn't go, honestly, I didn't really experience that a whole lot either, like, even though I joined. But nonetheless, I did gain really good network from that. I met really sweet girls from that. Like, there's no regret on my part in rushing. And it doesn't have to be something that you consider either, but like, I definitely saw that as a networking opportunity, and it very much served as one. But nonetheless, there's other ways to network. Professors, your peers, industry professionals, career fairs, workshops, networking events, finding your own conferences, like the one that I went to, like the Google Summit, the L'Oreal program, the IBM program, like all these things that I was a part of is things that I sought out as a networking opportunity, and they have all served me. They've all got me jobs. They've all got me so many things. Like, I cannot even like begin to explain to you guys like how important networking is in that aspect and the connections you make. Like, I already spoke on this, so I'm not going to speak too much on it, but networking, I can make a whole other video about, because really, truly, it's all about who you know. It really is all about who you know and what they know. And one day you will be the person on the end. You'll be the one who people will be like, oh, hey, I'd love to network. I'd love to get 30 minutes. You know what I mean? So people are happy to help. Like, you don't have to assume that nobody wants to talk to you, because 100% they do want to talk to you. People are flattered. Matter of fact, people are so ecstatic to take 30 minutes off of their busy day to like talk to you, because it's a break and everybody loves to talk about themselves. Next is to seek internship and practical experience. You guys, my hair is really kind of getting to me, but anyways, do you guys like it? I blew it out. Anyways, seek internship and practical experience it doesn't have to do with what you're majoring in, because I'm not gonna lie to you, like, two of the internships I had don't have anything to do with my major. 3 of the internships I've had have to do with my major, and I did that strategically and I did that on purpose. The first 2 internships that I had were in the first 2 years of my college career, where I was trying to explore and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Originally, I was like, I think I'm gonna get a double major. Like, one of my majors is going to be environmental justice. I was in an environmental justice podcast. Like, I was a co-host and co-producer intern. Like, if you want to check it out, it's called The Water We Swim In. It's super cool. I loved it, but I just was like, this isn't for me. I'm like passionate about it, but I don't think I could stay passionate for a long time. And I thought I could like change something, but I just couldn't, you know what I mean? Which I eventually could, and I do want to like go back to that in the future. But next, I was a technical product writer for a fintech company. I was not in tech, I was not in finance, but it got me interested because those were 2 things that I was considering. I was considering high-paying industries. They're both high-paying industries. I got into it, loved it, amazing. But take advantage of those internships. They will only lead to you gaining success. There's nothing bad that you'll gain from it. Do paid internships, please, especially like if you don't have to, do paid internships. Start early. Early. I cannot stress this enough. I always said this to people, and I'm so glad I did. But the other day, it was confirmed that companies do find early talent to be the better talent. You know what I mean? Everybody's all about time. Time is so important. These big, high-paying companies post their job listings right about now in July for next summer 2025, mind you. And the students that are looking and applying right now are the ones that they want. They do not want the students that are gonna apply in November. They sure as hell don't want the students applying in January. And I'm not saying that you're not going to get a job because you're applying that late, but these big firms that are working, they release their jobs now, and they want the applicant pool that's applying right now. And that was confirmed by HR. So yeah, I always said it because it just makes sense, but then to have it confirmed, I was like, check, I can tell my homies, yes, it's confirmed, y'all. Okay, this is my second to last point. Choose your battles. This includes in friendship, issues that come up. Not everything is worth your energy. Not everything is worth dealing with. And I learned that the hard way, because one thing about it, I'm gonna make time. I'm gonna make time because I hate feeling disrespected, and I hate letting people get away with like disrespecting me, especially if it's like, I'm a really patient person. I'll give the person multiple excuses. Like, I'll literally make up an excuse, and I'll just be like, oh, maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But then when I notice a pattern, I'm not letting it slide. I'm confronting you, we're communicating like grown adults, and we're talking about it and we're resolving it. But at some point, I just had to realize that at some point, I gotta pick my battles. At some point, I have more important things to do, and I would highly recommend that, especially living with roommates. I lived with 2 girls. We were all complete opposites. It's no tea or shade to them. Honestly, I wish them the best, but it was probably like the worst living experience I've ever had in my entire life. Like, just a lot of really unfortunate things being said that I just could not stand on, and a lot of messiness, like a lot of just, it was a lot, you guys. Like, it was a lot. And also, like, we're put in a tiny room. 3 people come from completely different backgrounds, like have completely different lives, have completely different opinions and the way we operate and everything like that. And it was like, figure it out. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was decent at the beginning, but towards the end, like second semester, I was like, I just couldn't, like, I just really couldn't. And that's when I decided this is not worth my energy. I'm just gonna sleep here and I'm just gonna dip. And it's unfortunate that's how it happened, but like, that's just how it was. And that's what I mean by when you just gotta pick your battles sometimes. So learn to address issues calmly and constructively. Do not be the person that's a hothead. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was very much a hothead. I can still be a hothead, but I figured out how to like calm myself down and how to go about situations in a calm and professional manner. Like, as soon as I get mad, I try to get professional. Like, I'm just like, no. But sometimes, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, some people don't even deserve that energy. Like, some people just are dickheads and like deserve the exact same energy. So like, again, that's what I mean though, like, choose your battles. And also, not every disagreement needs to turn into conflict is like a big thing. Like, not everything has to be this huge thing where everybody has beef. Like, it can really just be like, damn, I really can't stand you, and because I can't stand you, I'm just gonna remove myself from this situation. And there's some friendships that you need to do that for. There was like so much. There's so much. I'm like trying not to even like give tea, but like, for example, I really was like making friends. Like I was really trying to make myself make friends. Like I'm a pretty social person, but I don't like making friends. Like I don't like the process of it. I think it's so awkward. I don't like it. Like if it doesn't happen naturally, I just don't want to put in the effort to get to get to know somebody is what I mean. And that's shit. Like I know that, but like, I'm sorry, I just don't like it. I think it's an awkward stage of life and I don't like it. So I try to avoid it, but that bit me in the ass, right? This girl hit me up. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, we can be friends. She's an Indian woman. She's a brown woman. She seems really cool. We are really hitting it off. I'm so happy. I'm like, finally, I made like a friend, like, yes. And like, I was like, okay, cool. Like, apart from my roommates anyway, because I was like very much close to my roommates at the time. So like, I was sticking with them. Expand your circle, by the way. Like, don't just stick to people. Like, make friends from different groups, because like, one of the biggest regrets like people have by senior year is that they didn't go out and like talk to more people. And you can still do that senior year regardless, but it's just like now the college experience is pretty much done. Like, it's just unfortunate. So try and like talk to as many people as you can. Go to dinner, go out, like go, like, I don't know, get ice cream, whatever the hell they want to do. Just try it. Like, make friends. But anyways, back to the story. Me and her are hanging out like all the time. She's really cool. She's fun. There's a few things that are like a little questionable to me. And then one night it was confirmed, but I couldn't tell if she had a black scent or not. Like, I just couldn't tell. And I was just like, honestly, I can't tell. I'm not gonna like, if I don't see any pattern or like anything crazy that she says, like, it's cool, whatever. Like, this is just how I don't know this woman at the end of the day, right? So the more I talk to her, the more I'm finding out her mom's a doctor. Like, she's very much from a well-off family, like all this stuff. Because I'm thinking like maybe it's like a neighborhood she grew up on, like whatever, which is still like, you know, whatever, right? I'm just making excuses for her because that's what I do for people in the beginning until they prove me wrong. Because I like to believe innocent until proven wrong rather than guilty until proven right or wrong. So anyways, we're walking one night and she has this weird boyfriend, and that is, I can't even get on. That's a whole other subject, but I can't stand girls who are in shit relationships, because I'm just like, please have respect for yourself. Like, you're putting up with this man doing all this shit to you, and like, I'm just wondering, like, if that's the type of disrespect you're putting yourself through, then what? Anyways, that's a whole different topic. But her man's was black, and all of a sudden she hangs up and she goes, yeah, this nigga's tripping. Who's tripping? I never in my life, I was baffled, shocked. And that was one of the things that just wasn't worth my energy. Like, I could have went on this whole thing, ranted, exposed her, whatever. I just said, babe, you'll never hear from me again. Hallie, no, I'm sorry. No. It's just the way I grew. You grew up in the suburbs. Don't fucking try that shit. You just told me yesterday, buddy. Yeah, your mom's a doctor. Neurosurgeon, right? Yeah. It's not the way you grew up. But he lets me, I don't give a I don't care. Get out of my face. That's it. It didn't have to be this falling out. It didn't have to be this drama thing. It didn't have to be me exposing her, all this shit. And I honestly still see her around campus with black friends somehow. And I'm just like, anyways. But no, it's a no for me. And that was one of the situations where I just was like, I'm letting go of the negativity and you are the negativity, and just dumb and stupid. Get away from me. And that just was not worth my energy. I just was like, cut, and that's it. So, okay. Yeah, some things are just a waste of time. And one of those things, it's like, you're grown as hell. You're 19 years old. I'm not about to explain to you why you shouldn't say the N-word as somebody who's not black. It's quite simple. And that's just the struggles of going to a PWI, which I can talk about for days. Lastly, find balance within your life. Do not allow yourself to reach a point of burnout, you guys. Please, I beg, this is the worst feeling on earth. Like, I hate the feeling of being burnt out and like still feeling motivated as well. It sucks. It really truly does, because you want to get so much done, but you just can't bring yourself to do it. And I let myself reach it once and I never went back. As soon as I felt any types of symptoms of me feeling burnt out, I put everything aside and I focused on me for a whole day. And then after that, I made sure to focus on me throughout the day, because I'm not playing by myself. It's me. Like, I'm literally me. Like, I'm with myself for life. If nobody else is, like, I'm not expecting anybody else to take care of Miss Hallie. It's my responsibility to take care of me. And as soon as my body's telling me something, I'm listening. Not only am I listening intently, baby, we're gonna figure it out. Like, oh, what is that? You're dehydrated? boom, 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 boom. Now you're more hydrated than ever. Not only are you hydrated, you're well rested, you're asleep. Like I told y'all, I try to think about myself as a different entity. I try to like, because I'm very much like a caretaker type of person. And as soon as like anything is like feeling wrong, not right, like I very much am mama bear to myself though. Like I literally am like, boom, we're figuring this out. And that is probably like one of my favorite attributes of myself, because I never let myself down. Like I'm just like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I never let myself down, but like I take myself very seriously. Like I try not to disappoint myself. I try not to disappoint myself. But anyways, yeah. Number one though, create a balanced schedule. Like I told you guys, I asked you earlier and I said, what do you want out of your college experience? And I said, you could be over here and like academic and career oriented and all this, but you can also be over here and having fun, going out, like relaxing, vacation, boyfriend, whatever you want, right? It's a mix. Balance them. Balance. It's all about balance. I would say plan your time with academics, social activities, rest, and self-care, and avoid overcommitting to make sure that you have time to relax and recharge. So one of the mistakes a lot of freshmen make, me, is signing up for like 80 clubs, because everything sounds so interesting, right? Like it's like, oh my God. I have a solution for you. Do not sign up for do not give them your email. You will literally feel so shit because you overcommitted and you're just like, oh my God, like you're just gonna freak out about it. Don't give them your email unless you truly are interested. And I say choose 3. One, identity-based one. So either you're a woman, either you're Black, you're Asian, you're whatever. Even it can be ethnic. Like I'm in Somali Student Association for one. So identity-based club, like join something that aligns with your identity, where you can find people that align with you. So this can also include like religious background. It could include like a lot of different things. 2 is I focus on something that is academic or professional lead. You know what I mean? So something that I really want to do is be within the fashion industry. I do a lot of modeling and I just love fashion. I think it's so fun. It's so cool. So a few of my friends and I started a business and fashion club, but I'm also like very much business oriented. Like I'm a business student. So we started a business and fashion club, and that's very much my thing. I'm also in something called Glam Squad, which is a Black women empowerment group. Honestly, Glam Squad is more of my third one for me. And that third one is something you're interested in. Like the randomest thing you can think of. Like I had no idea I would ever be in a Glam Squad. Like I didn't even know what it was really until last year when I learned more about it. So I would try and like section it off that way, because it'll be easier for you to have all, like it won't overline. You'll learn something in each one. You'll like meet all types of people in each one. So I highly recommend doing it that way. But yeah, create a balanced schedule. Make sure that if you're focusing on classes today, like in the beginning of the day, make sure that at the end you go and like get dinner with your friends. You have somebody over, like you do something with the people around you. Like socializing is so important, you guys. Please do not isolate yourself. It is not going to help you at all. It's only going to make you feel homesick. It's going to make you like sad as fuck, especially like in the winter. Like do not isolate yourself. Reach out to people, reach out to your family, like talk to your family. Speaking of, if you're close with your family, if you're close with your mom, like talk to them. I call my mom every day. Like that is my homegirl. Like my mom and I used to beef all the time. Like now we're literally best friends. Like this woman knows everything about me. Like we're literally besties. My little brother and I love that man. Talk to him all the time. Like love just talking to people. It helps you so much. It helps you debrief. So I highly recommend doing that. And yeah, honestly, like if you create a good balanced schedule, like you'll avoid burnout. And like again, you know when you should be able to recognize your symptoms of stress and like when your body just isn't feeling too good and you need to act upon those. Like take that very seriously. And I can like talk way more about each topic into like way more depth if you guys want, but that's the tips that I'm going to provide for today. And I'm really excited for you to go to university. It's so crazy. Like I cannot believe I'm a senior. I feel very grown, sophisticated, if you will, ready to take on the workforce. No, really, like it's so exciting that you're going into university and you're going to have a time. It's what you make it though at the end of the day. Life in general is what you make it. Like that's one of the most said quotes by me, honestly. It's whatever you make it. Like a hard class, it's so hard. Like everybody hates that class. It's whatever you make it. Like if you don't pay attention, you don't go to class, you don't prepare, it's what you make it. You made it that way, so you're not going to have a good result. If you study, if you prepare, if you go to TA office hours, like all this stuff, and you try your best, you're going to succeed, and it's what you made it. Like, you know what I mean? So it really truly comes down to whatever you make it. And I hope that you choose to make it a positive one. And I know you will. And I know you're going to have a time. And it really truly is going to go fast. I know people would tell me, like, going into freshman year, they're like, oh, it's going to go so fast. And I said, not fast enough. Not fast enough. I'm ready to go. But that's because also I went to a PWI. I'm so jealous of people that go to HBCUs. It's not even funny. But they weren't giving them money like mine was. No regrets, honestly. But yeah, so it does go fast. Cherish it, enjoy it. Don't overly think about it. I was very much overly thinking about it, like watching Day in the Life of you know, and it's good to be prepared, but don't stress yourself out about it. And I'm really excited for you. I'm so excited for you. If you guys have any questions about college, drop them in the comments. I got you. And tell me something that you're excited about your university, or where you're going to school, or where you want to study, or anything like that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.